Welcome back into the Sports Geek. I'm your host, George Flinsky, alongside our political and prop betting analyst, Will Cormier. I hope you had a nice weekend. Today, we're going to mix it up, Will. Going to talk about Bill Gates and his dating future. The man is on the market. First and foremost, I'm shocked that it took this long. We've heard about the troubles that him and his ex-wife, Melinda, have had in the past, but finally, he's officially on the market.
Yeah, it's funny how Jeffrey Epstein rumors will do that to your marriage.
Yeah, you're not joking. Definitely probably not the one guy you want to be associated with when it comes to, a romantic life. But nonetheless, here we are, and you are able to bet on who you think he will date next. Right now, his ex-girlfriend is the front runner, Anne Winblad. Let's just talk about her first. How legitimate is it that they go out on a date, and how likely is it that these two maybe go out on more than just one date and become a couple again?
Well, they were having an affair from what I understand. Like, I think he was hanging out with her while they were married, which seems like an obvious next up situation to me. But now that this is all blown up in his face, will they go there? I mean, that's what Jeff Bezos did. So there is a precedent here, right? He was having an affair with his neighbor, that Lauren Sanchez lady, and then they ended up together when him and
Correct.
Mackenzie broke up. So I guess she does kind of make sense as the favorite from that perspective. I think that's like, especially with these wealthy guys, once you're in their circle of trust like that, it seems like a safe bet for them. So I would think that's a realistic option, especially if they've kind of been together throughout the years anyway. Brings me to the second favorite betting option to be his next romantic partner, which is Greta Thunberg. So that'll be a nice. They have similar interests in climate change, but she's kind of within that Jeffrey Epstein age range, that targeted teen age range. So I guess depending on how true all those rumors were and how many times he was on that Lolita Express, kind of makes sense. It would be a disastrous PR move. I can't imagine a bigger fall from grace. Like, the divorce is already hurting him. If he shacks up with Greta, that's going to look pretty bad. If that's at plus 2,500 odds, I'm gonna lean towards him not doing that. That seems for several reasons that seems like a really bad move.
Really it's interesting that you say that. When I think of Bill Gates now, I don't think of Epstein necessarily, but when you said it, it kind of stuck with me. He's got a lot of Tiger Woods in him. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a guy that comes out as a sex addict later on. I'm not saying he is or there's any validity to it, but this is clearly a guy who is accustomed to multiple women. In fact, when he was married, he and Winblad were allowed to go on one vacation, and his wife knew about it a year. If you're Mrs. Gates or ex Melinda, you're not naive enough to think nothing's happening. Come on, it's 2021, right?
Right. Yeah. So, but if it was Greta, that's how old is she? She's like, Greta Thunberg is like 17. Well, born in 2003. That's he can't. I don't care if she's legal at like 18. That is nuts.
No, he's not. That's not worth putting money on. That's not happening.
So after that, though, you have a series of these super wealthy women that are next up in the betting odds. You have like Sherry Harrison, Alice Walton of the Walton family fortune. Walmart.
Yeah.
Julia Cox, so Coach brothers. And then out of nowhere, and she's inexplicably showing up in all these different prop bets at the same exact odds. And once again, we have Jennifer Aniston at plus 3,300 odds. She was the same odds to be abducted by an alien when we were talking about that on one of these videos a few weeks ago. And somehow someone really likes Jennifer Aniston over at BetOnline because she's always a betting option no matter what the subject matter.
He has no shot. Zero chance with Jennifer.
Apparently she has the same likelihood of being swooped up by aliens as she does of shacking up with Bill Gates. So
I saw one that really stood out to me. Angelina Jolie. That one intrigues me. I'm a big fan of her as an actress. She's had Mark Pitt, or she's had Billy Bob Thornton. She had a little fling with him, Brad Pitt. I find it ironic that her name shows up on this. Do you see that having any credibility, any validity to them going out on a date?
It kind of weirdly makes sense. Out of any of the actresses on this list, it probably makes the most sense because she's always like been involved with the UN and similar causes. She would be like an arm candy situation for like a Bill Gates type of guy.
I could see it. I definitely could.
That kind of makes sense. I think that might have the most value at plus 5,000 odds of any of them on here.
It'd be cooler if it was Gone in 60 Seconds kind of Angelina Jolie, if that's the way she goes.
Happening.
Come on, man. Why not?
No, she was still in her prime. There's no way. This version of Angelina makes sense for Bill Gates. I'm not going to go any further on what that means, but just that it just makes more sense than Gone in 60 Seconds, Angelina.
Well, Will, we appreciate it as always. It's good to talk about this. I hope to hear more about it. I hope, for the sake of Bill Gates, I hope he gets back out there. Same thing for Mrs. Gates. But as always, Will, we appreciate your time and insight.
Yeah, it was good talking to you.
Likewise. He's Will Cormier, our celebrity and political prop betting expert. I'm Jared Slinsky, your host. We'll see you next time here on The Sports Geek.